All right, a very good morning. You're watching the West Nile television. That is the Kokoliriko show that comes every Monday to Friday. Today is actually the second edition for this week, and with many of other topics that we'll be actually discussing here on this show up to the hour of 9 a.m. That's where we'll be actually taking it to the newsroom, where we'll be bringing you the news in Lugarati and many other programs that will be following suit. And for those of you who are watching us right now, you might witness that it is actually raining seriously outside there, especially here in Arua City and some parts of the West Nile region. And if you are coming out, maybe going for some duties somewhere and so on, you should be able to really take your umbrella with you and also put on your jacket or sweater or coat so that you don't really shiver at your workstation. It looks awkward when really somebody is looking for fire to warm himself when he's actually supposed to be on duty. That is very, very important. Keeping keeping healthy is one of the moments that you always enjoy when you are doing your work, and also it keeps you healthier. Okay, that is one great thing that you can do for yourself as a human being. And also remember, there are a lot of stories that are running within Western region and also many parts of this country. That's where really we'll be interesting ourselves into and understand what is actually going on. And those of you who are actually watching us within Arua City, we say thank you very, very much. There are so many big headlines. Remember, the State Minister for Economic Monitoring, that is Beatrice Akor, is actually for her site monitoring, okay, site supervision, that is here oversight role in Arua City. And this is actually expected to take up to 3 days. That means by tomorrow she should have been done with Arua City, and that is very, very key issue there that we'll be actually diving into and see how the site monitoring is actually, oversight role is actually being played here. Remember, economic monitoring encompasses a lot of developments, a lot of livelihood programs, all those programs that are funded by government or that are supported by donors and funded by government. Those are things that actually the State Minister is much interested into, and also looking at how they have been implemented is one big thing there that will be actually breaking to you there. And remember, there are also issues to do with the SIM card registration. Remember, UCC has actually given an ultimatum that is 6 days, meaning by a few days now, by 12th of this month, those who are having unregistered SIM cards will be switched off. That is one big story there that will be also moving into. And there are many other issues that we'll be discussing in the show. And remember, there are so many issues that are happening across the world. Remember, the issues to do with the environmental protection. A lot of activists have been really talking about the issues to do with the protection of environment and also financing, which has been one of the least paid attention across the world, and one of the unfunded priorities that nations at one point came together once to actually pay attention to. And that's one big thing there that will be discussed. And remember, the Hamas-Israel war is still going on, and we'll be bringing you more developments about that. And by the grace of God, I will be actually having guests that will be discussing a lot of issues to do with the implementation of government projects and also the fight to achieve an end towards corruption in Arua City. That's one big issue. We'll be having the government chief whip and also the regional whip, okay, that is Honorable Atimali Jackson, who is also the Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division, and also the Deputy Resident City Commissioner, that is Zamham Zamil. All of them will be here hosted live, and we'll be discussing some of the issues there once they are able to come in time. And that's one thing that will be having to wind up the discussions in the Kokoliriko show, and many other issues that may come on our way will be also be able to unpack them here. For those of you who are watching us for the first time, you should be able to understand that this is actually a topical kind of show where we discuss a lot of issues that are tailored towards transforming lives and also ensuring that there's peace, democracy, and justice achieved in this country, Uganda, and that is where we want to focus so much into. And those of you who want to really go for duty and they cannot carry their screens, you can only watch us from your YouTube channels through your phone or tablets, and also your computers, the available gadgets that you have. You can just move to YouTube and type Kokoliriko Live, and you'll be able to see that show running there. You will not even miss anything that we're doing here, and that is one big interesting thing that the technologists or the technical people in West Nile TV have made it easier, that you can easily also get stories that are running on the news bulletin from our website. You can also follow us from Facebook and X. That's where really you can be able to get what you had actually missed from this television station. But also those who want to actually do business with the television, you are most welcome. You should be able to really just reach to us on 0765 282281. That's the telephone number that you can easily dial and really get in touch with the marketing department and also the management of the television. Or you can email them using West Nile station, West Nile TV station at gmail.com, and that's one strategy you can also use if you want to be respected. Okay, sometimes calls are never respected because people tell a lot of lies with them, but if you write somebody an email, you have a track of what conversations you made, maybe even 10 years back. You can be able to really reflect on them, which is one good thing that you can easily do. And remember the other issues that we'll be also talking about, just like the ones that I highlighted on. And those of you who are watching us actually from Maracha district, from Terego, from other parts of this region, talk about those in Yumbe, those from Moyo, those from Jumani, we say thank you very, very much. You have actually given a big support, and really your contributions are very much welcome. And you can easily do that by actually going to the YouTube channel and share with us your comments that will be able to really relay here live, and people will be able to respond, or the relevant authorities concerned will be able to actually respond to your concerns there and then. And those of you who are watching us from Pakwach district, those from Nebi municipality, I appreciate you so much. And the efforts made really to develop these districts is actually welcoming. Let's take a break from there. We'll be actually coming back to start on with some of our other discussions that we'll be having shortly.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Junior Center move.
It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it.
What a finish from Fukume.
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it.
What a finish from Fukume.
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
The passion you've been waiting for!
It's Junior Center move!
It's our league, our football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it!
What a finish from Fukume!
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it. football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it!
What a finish from Ashraf Kukume!
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL. Our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. Earlier on, we're giving you actual highlights on whatever we're actually going to discuss here on this show. Remember, there are a lot of stories that are running, and I earlier on told you that the issues to do with SIM card registration has become a very tough game now in Uganda, that UCC has actually directed that all the SIM cards that have not been registered, or whose subscribers have not been able to verify their SIM cards, should be actually scrapped off or stopped from using those SIM cards. And that is one way they're actually going to switch off the lines, that many people will be kicked out, especially those who have not actually registered or verified their SIM cards. And this is actually geared towards attributing, actually controlling or preventing crimes that are being committed in this nation of ours, that is Uganda. Remember, there are so many conmen who have come out from these telecommunication subscribers. We talk about many that we have in this country, like MTN, like Airtel, and many others that you may mention, that sometimes you realize that conmen actually come in and you not even trace the names under which these SIM cards are registered. And I earlier also told you that we'll be having guests from Arua City Council, Arua City, that will be also trying to highlight on some of the issues, development issues in the city, and also the efforts to ensure that this city be realized as a regional city, but also the fruits are seen. Okay, there are a lot of monies that are sent to the city that really government has made sure that it really yields. But is the implementation really one great thing that we have been able to see? And that's one thing that we want to go into. I tried to engage the technical wing, that is the town clerk, to come for this show, but because of the big business schedules that he has today, that he actually highlighted that he'll be having the state minister today also, and tomorrow he told me that he has other preparations to make for his submission, so he will not be able to make it. But we are privileged to have the Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division, who is also the regional government whip for West Nile region, that is Honorable Atimali Jackson, with whom we'll be actually discussing some of these issues. And remember, some of the issues that we'll be talking about, the issues to do with with the central government transfers to the local governments, the issues to do with implementation of the monies or the utilization of the monies, how accountable transparently are these local governments in as far as these issues are concerned. But also we'll be tackling some of the issues to do with the reorganization of the city, how actually this city is supposed to look like if we had really achieved our dream of ensuring that this be a transparently reliable city that is for trade and commerce. Remember, this member of parliament was also spearheading the Chamber of Commerce, whose ambitions have been really geared towards economic development of this city, and that's one thing that we'll be also deliberating on. Maybe, Honorable, first things first, let me welcome you to West Nile TV studios.
Thank you very much, my brother, for this warm welcome to West Nile TV. And I want to thank the management of this TV for ably, spearheading communication from different stakeholders to the communities around this region and the country as a whole. And I am privileged to be here this morning to share with my people a few things concerning the service delivery in Arua City and West Nile, and of course also talking about how things in the city have been. Much as this week has been a very hectic one for us, with the host of 2 ministers at a go, it's in other words a blessing to us as a city, because last Friday and Saturday we were blessed as a city to host the Minister for Local Government and his team, the commissioners and other staff, especially on issues of the market. This week we've been blessed to have the Minister for Economic Monitoring, Office of the President, and yesterday we were, inspecting, supervising government programs, service delivery points, projects which are ongoing in the city, and also evaluating the concluded ones and general service delivery in the city. Today we are continuing, and the minister gave us 2 days for the city, because there are so many issues to be tackled in Arua City. So we are privileged to have the entire Ministry of Economic Monitoring here. So I'll be also finalizing with you here and rush to join the team of the city to have more sharing, and also stakeholders and different departments to have a few issues resolved within the city. So I am privileged to be here.
Okay, maybe before we go to some of the issues that I highlighted earlier to the viewers, and let me just get your experience on this road that comes from that starts from maybe Pakwach up to Arua City. How was your experience? We have been reporting a lot of stories around the poor state or the deplorable state of the roads that we have in West Nile, and one of this has been this central government road, that is the Unra road, that connects West Nile to the other sub-regions that we may talk about. The Choli sub-region, where we have this tarmac, which is looking now like a lot of rivers have been named on this tarmac now, and this is actually unfortunately said to be one of the dark spots. Dark spots meaning a lot of accidents have been reported on this road, and so many times. And I want you to actually confirm whether this is the same experience you have. Sometimes as journalists, when we tell stories, people feel like we are fabricating things. We are not really telling the actual things. Maybe what was your experience coming to West Nile for your site visits or your engagements with the oversight roles with the community? Yes.
My brother, it's very perturbing in as far as the infrastructure, especially the road network from Karuma to Arua is concerned. You realize government did its best to have this road network constructed especially from Kampala up to Oraba border, from Kampala to Vora customs border, and the other border posts. But because of the challenges we have in this country, that is the corruption, one, the companies that are solicited to do these works on the roads, sometimes issues of kickbacks, issues of compromising quality, makes so the work to be done on this road. You realize the road from Karuma to somewhere in Olwio was done by SBI, that is the Israelite company. From that time that road was worked on, I think from 2001, 2001, around that area, up to now, the road is still good. That contractor did good work. But from Olwio to Pakwach, I think Chinese company was contracted. If you go to that road now, it is very pathetic, very, very pathetic. The motorists are suffering. Health services are dwindled because for you to take referrals from northern Uganda to the National Referral Hospital, patients sometimes die on the way because of the poor state of the road. Traders are counting losses because of breakages of vehicles, because of accidents. People have lost lives. If you go there now from Olwio to Pakwach, matches, there are some sections, some spots which are being worked on. You see contractor doing the sides of the roads. Inside where motorists move, the tarmac is completely dilapidated and destroyed. Those are no longer portals. I don't know the best term to call them, either ditches or ponds or gullies. You know, it has reached that level. Now, leave alone that, the road from Pakwach to Nebi has been done twice. From the time the other one from Karuma to Olwio was done. The Chinese company was contracted. They did this work some years back. It did not last for more than 5 years. It was redone. It has not lasted for more than 5 years. It is being redone again. So as I talk now, the construction works are ongoing. And of course, it is the same Chinese companies. I'm even doubting the quality that they are putting. So,
so far, where these contracts are awarded, if we talk about
you know, these contracts are awarded at national level by UNRWA. And I remember in one of the committee meetings, you know, I worked in finance committee for 2 years. And from finance committee, you interface with almost all the MDAs and the government ministries. So when we were interfacing with UNRWA, we tried to find out what procedure they use to award these contracts. Yet we have our local engineers, we have our local companies, which are, you know, owned and registered by Ugandans here. But you find most of these contracts are awarded to Chinese. You find Chinese are everywhere. I know Chinese for doing sod work, for doing substandard work. But of course also it comes back to our leaders who award these contracts. If the issue of corruption is not looked at seriously, government will think, yes, we are getting a contractor, we are getting a Chinese company, we are getting Israelites company, we are getting this. But at the end of the day, the leaders, the people who are concerned to handle these things end up being compromised and with this kickback. For example, if a contract of $1 million is awarded to somebody, and the person who is responsible in Uganda here will say, this percentage is mine. And this contractor will now scratch his head and say, you know, how do I finish this work? Yet I need to give a kickback to this person. So what he does is, one, the size of this work will be reduced. If it is the road construction, the length of this road, which is supposed to be on the design, will always be compromised if there's no proper supervision, if there's no oversight. So it affects the quantity of this work. And then two, the quality, the materials used are also compromised in terms of that quality. So the challenge Ugandans are facing is the issue of corruption, where everybody wants to get something out of any work he does in this country. So because of this, poor work was done on this road from Pakwach to Nebi. Now it is being redone. And along the way, people struggle, people suffer as they travel, because part of the road is on construction, which is fine. Of course, when construction is going on, some roads are not proper. Then from Nebi to Arua, it was also done by SBI, the company from Israel. And somehow they did fair work, but now it has overstayed, this road from Nebi to Arua. And because we raised serious issues, especially whenever we met with UNRWA, as leaders of West Nile, we organized meetings, we had engagements with UNRWA and the Ministry of Works, raising concerns about the poor state of road from Karuma to West Nile. So when we raised these issues, even in the finance committee meeting, me and the woman MP of Pakwach, Honorable Jane Pachoto, we've been so tough on UNRWA over this. So government, through the concerns raised, earmarked some money to do some maintenance of Nebi Arua Road. Over 1 billion was set aside, and the contractor was got to do this maintenance. If you travel now from Nebi to Olepi, you realize that those beaches, the gullies, the ponds which were on this road, the completely dilapidated tarmac, which was from Nebi to Arua, part of it from Nebi to Olepi has been fixed. Now this contractor again is not doing good work. The work is doing already between Nebi and Olepi. The new thing he has just done a few months ago is already peeling off. Actually, yet he has not even finised.
That is actually where I wanted to go.
He has not even
about
finished.
The quality. I got one chance of going to Nebi during rain season, and I found that they were actually pouring maram on this tarmac, and I was wondering why they should be filling maram instead of actually putting more tarmac on to fill those potholes. Maybe who actually is responsible to monitor some of these projects? It is
UNRWA. UNRWA, when I got to know that this contractor was contracted, because when they are doing these things, they are soliciting and what, they don't inform us. You just, as leaders, we find things have already been done. These guys never inform you that we are doing such a thing. So on realizing that it has been done, contractor has already been awarded to this contractor, and the contractor was taking long, I engaged UNRWA, I engaged the ED, I engaged the station manager of Arua, why the contractor was not actually starting. And he called the contractor in my presence. The contractor said he was mobilizing resources, he was mobilizing this because of the pressure we exerted on them. So this guy started work. But of course, what you are raising is very true. We travel on this road every week. Every weekend we are here. Weekdays we travel back to Kampala to perform our duties in parliament. So I found these people actually filling maram, not even good maram, just pouring soil on this road and trying to compact it, then sealing it with the tarmac, which is so that's why I'm not saying even before it completes a year, it's already peeling off. Then further, this is a very small contract. You have been given over 1 billion plus, 1 billion plus to finish this repair work or patching from Nebi to Arua. You take over a year, and in the process of doing this over a year, it is already getting old. So I realized the best thing is to have this tarmac off. I even said with the UNRWA ED, I told her, why do you make us to have problems? By the way, my colleague members of parliament have overturned on this road, 4 of them. 4 members of parliament from West Nile have got an accident on this road. The poor state of road. If now 4 members of parliament, the last 3 years, 2.5 years, we are just in office for 2.5 years. If 4 members of parliament have overturned, by the time we are finishing our term of 5 years, how many members of parliament will get accident? How many accidents have occurred on this road? How many traders have, had challenges where their vehicles have broken down, where their vehicles have overturned, where goods have been, destroyed because of accidents, where they are counting losses. And yet this is a road that leads to 2 countries. This is the road which leads to DRC. This is a road which leads to South Sudan. This is the granary of this country, where we generate a lot of revenue by selling goods to DRC, goods to South Sudan, and we earn a lot of foreign income from this. So we have raised this to the government. Every time ministers come to the region, they say, oh, the road is so terrible. We have joined you. Just yesterday, the current minister who is here, Honorable Minister Beatrice Akello, was complaining about the poor state of road. The other day, Honorable Raphael Magezi was here. He even pledged that he's going to join us, the West Nile Parliamentary Caucus, to advocate for this road. He's going to make sure he pushes. The other day, Honorable Ruth Nankabira was here over connecting West Nile to National Grid. Yes. She pledged that he's going to talk to her brother, General Katumba Wamala, to ensure that this road is fixed. But nothing is done.
Okay,
we have talked on the floor. Yeah. We have written. We have had meetings. Members of parliament from West Nile are really devastated. We are frustrated. It looks like this region is being neglected. We travel. My brother, we have traveled just yesterday, but one before I came here to receive Minister Raphael Magezi. I was in Western Uganda. We went to Katuna border, where we even crossed up to Tanzania. After that, we came back to, we had a night in Ntongamo. After that, we went to Mirama Hills. We crossed to Rwanda border. The last 2 days I was in those 2 countries. The road network in Western region is complete. We have traveled in Eastern Uganda. We have traveled in Central. Roadworks in those regions are done. You go to Northern Uganda, it's done. Why West Nile? I am NRM member of parliament, but it beats my understanding why the government cannot listen to our voices from West Nile. So members of parliament from West Nile are really frustrated. We don't know what next to do. We have raised it to the president. We have written letters. We have complained through media houses like this, but nothing is done. So I don't know what the government plans to do. So when we say this supplementary is coming, please, can you consider this road network? Nothing is done. So it's as if there's intention to, cut us off. Just even look at the bridge, Pakwach. Pakwach has been over flooding. How many times have traders, remained stuck in that bridge when it is over flooding? The other time it had to call for the intervention of the vice president to allow people use the park when they were having nights over in the around the bridge area where there are no toilet facilities. The situation was so pathetic, you see. So it is so appalling. Government needs to pay attention to, work on the roads in this region, right from Karuma up to Arua, and these interlinking roads within the region has to be done. Leave alone that. We have roads here, Manibe to Kulikulinga, Yumbe. They say the contractor has been got. We have that road from Koboko to Yumbe. They say the contractor got. Contractor is good. Why are we not seeing the contractor on road? You see? So these are things that sometimes beats our understanding. So the state of road is so bad. This is what we go through every day. People should know that, every weekend we are here attending funerals, attending functions, attending fundraisings, attending meetings every weekend we are here. You can imagine the wear and the tear of the vehicles we use. Some of us have resorted using buses. We are now moving with our voters together in the bus, yet we were given money to buy vehicles. Which vehicles we bought? Tires are wearing every day, vehicles are breaking down. So business people are counting losses because of the poor state of road. Leaders are suffering. Accidents are all the time. So it is in a very sorry state.
Okay, looking at that, before we go for a break, I know we are actually moving into some hour away, but let's have a lasting solution to this, because this issue of the state of roads in Western region has been really a very great issue that even business persons have been organizing themselves, protesting, and everywhere you see sometimes people staging and so on, trying to stop vehicles from accessing some of the districts, and this has been really attributed to many other issues. Remember, when the president recently came to Western region in Obongi, he actually highlighted that the priority for Western Nile is not actual road, but it is about the issues of poverty alleviation. So maybe what could be the lasting solution? As members of parliament, that you have actually attested to us that all of you actually teamed up and tried your level best to advocate for really these roads be worked on. Talk about the roads that are connecting a rural district or city to Zombo district via the borderline of DRC. Talk about other roads that may be connecting a rural city direct to Pakwats via Mariokolo district, and many other roads that we may talk about. Maybe what is the lasting solution that you members of parliament have discussed and have seen that is what you are going to do in the next coming seasons that you have? Yes.
The question looks good, but you know, now it's not us. For us, we advocate, we present, and we raise the concerns of the region and the concerns of the nation. But if it lands in deaf ears, what do we do? You know, the president's statement that what we need to do is, you know, alleviating poverty among the society is good. But of course, alleviating poverty needs good roads. You know, infrastructure is one of the pillars of Paris development model. When you do production, you don't produce and you keep it at home. You need this product to go to the market. How does it reach the market? How does it reach the store? You see? So these are some of the things that we need to put to perspective. Much as we will want to alleviate poverty, the road network has to be good. The health of the people who are producing these products have to be good. There's need to have finances given to the people. So the statement came as a result of the president's visit last April this year. You know, when the president was coming to West Nile, all ministries and MDAs were in the region. Let me tell you, we the members of parliament were torn apart, especially me who is a whip now. We were called to Prime Minister's office. Prime Minister wanted all the members of parliament from West Nile, because now the president was coming here from 7:30 a.m., which we have never had. A meeting summoned at 7:30 in Prime Minister's office. Then at 9 a.m., the Vice President wants us in her office, all to discuss issues concerning the region. You rush from home, you are in Prime Minister's office at 7:30, you start a meeting with the Prime Minister, where Prime Minister has summoned all the ministers around, agriculture, roads, health, and what. Then all of a sudden, the time of the Vice President is on. Now the Prime Minister says, oh, let's all go to the Vice President. So there was tension over the president's coming here by the top leadership, where they wanted to clean and, you know, make their name better. So UNRWA ran here and took all equipments, even got some from Kampala, took them to Lower Madi to grade this road, because the president was going to drive over this road. So they just came and graded the road from Arua to Obongi and Moyo, because the president was using. So of course, when the president landed and was driven on this road, it was smooth, it was nice, and immediately after his departure, UNRWA has never come back to check what I did, how it is, and that was only they would know
the president program is going to this district, because it was earmarked that the president will come. The greater Arua meeting will be in Arua city. The meeting for Lower Madi will be in Obongi. So they targeted these areas and worked on the road. So that's why if you see the president making a comment that when he was driving on the Maram road, the road was smooth, people who inform the president, people who advise the president should tell him that that smooth road he got that day was because of his visit, and they only did that. Just another example, in my city here in Central Division, when he was coming, these people made sure all the street lights were on, and after his departure, the street lights they are no more. If you go now to Arua streets, you find it's all dark. So are we going to work like that? So shall we seek lasting solution by just having the head of state around? We just want to, cover things. We want to lie to him that we are performing, and immediately he leaves, things go to normal.
Okay, let's take a break from there, and I will be coming back, and we will usher in also the Deputy Resident City Commissioner to discuss now the affairs of Arua City, not now other issues away from that. And the issues to do with the roads is one pertinent issue that has always been really in the minds, in the eyes, and in the foots of the West Nilers. And this is the cry of West Nile that should be taken in the positive, not really in negative. Sometimes criticism is very, very important, really, to understand the pain through which somebody is actually going on. And that is it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
Football, our boys, our style. Star Times UPL new season starts 15th September. Go for it!
What a finish from Fukume!
The Ugandan flair, Brazilian samba, Portuguese magic, the night football craze. More TV games live on Senyuka Prime and Fufa TV only on Star Times. The Star Times UPL, our league, go for it.
West Nile TV, lighting up the region. West Nile TV, lighting up the region.
All right, welcome back from that commercial break. We are back with the stories or discussions to do with the issues to do with the Arua city and also what is actually affecting Western region. And that's why you see the lower tag reading about the state of roads in Western region. That's one pertinent issue that we have been discussing here with the Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division, who is also the regional government whip for Western region. And remember, there are so many issues to do with this road connectivity in Western region. Now that we are receiving a lot of rains and so on, there is need really actually to rehabilitate some of these roads, but also ensure that most of these trunk roads needed to be tarmacked because they connect to any of the neighboring countries, because we are just like an island neighboring so many other countries from east to actually west, and that's what we are actually talking here. We have been joined by the Deputy Resident City Commissioner Division, that is Azama Ham Zamil, and Ham, you're most welcome. We're going to actually discuss some of the issues with him. So maybe Ham.
Thank you, moderator, and thank you.
That is him, and we are still here with the Member of Parliament, and that is Atimwali Jackson, who is the Central Division Member of Parliament. Okay, Central Division or constituents, I don't know how they can really politically say it, but that is how politically it is said to be a constituency, which is a Central Division. We are actually moving direct to the site monitoring that started yesterday, actually, which is ending by today. And because of the rains, we'll take advantage of this and have some wrap-up of some of the issues that actually happened yesterday, and also moving on with the issues of service delivery in the Central City Division. Remember, over the weekend, we had the State Minister for, actually the Minister for Local Government, that is Honorable Raphael, came in to highlight on some of the issues to do with the market allocations, and also to clear the doubts of how really the markets should be run. And this is one thing that was followed by the State Minister for Economic Monitoring, that is Beatrice Akero, who came yesterday to actually also look at some of the implementation of projects in the city. Maybe we start from there. Ham, you were there in the site monitoring aspect, and also you have been following up on the developments in the city. What are some of those gaps that exist in the city that needed to be really improved, that you have been able to see? Maybe before we go to some of the issues that we already spotted.
Thank you, moderator. My name is Samaham Zamil, the Deputy Resident City Commissioner in charge of Central Division. And the Central Division is actually the face of the city. These issues which have been happening, related issues, and much as I'm leaving the office about 2 weeks, I was able to receive so many complaints from the community concerning this management of issues of the tax park, market, and service delivery, and so on. But in my method of work, I have also in my plan to see that these issues must be addressed as soon as possible. With the coming of the two ministers, it has been, because first of all, the issue of corruption, it was not easy to start handling corruption as the deputy RCC, because I needed to get reports from the various departments, and it was not easy. I tried to call some of the heads of department, even 2 weeks, but they could not avail me with the relevant documents, meaning that people knew what they were doing underground, but because of the mandate of the minister and so on, every document was able to be presented for discussion, for an open discussion. And one of the areas which was so crucial was the Department of Engineering and Fiscal Planning. Then the issues of economic transformation, that is the PDM and the NIOGA, were able to unearth a number of irregularities which has actually caused an arrest of some of the culprits. Especially the fiscal plan was arrested. And then a few staffs in the Department of Production who were supposed to handle the money for PDM were also arrested.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. And I would really want us to swiftly move to the production and look at what actually happened. Remember, the arrest of the Mr. Fintru Moses came as a result of the construction of a tower that is located along Avenue Road, that is behind the public library. If you have ever come to Rose City, you will see that public library that is next to Christ the King Catholic Church, and in between you will talk about the Post Bank, where there's a development that is going behind that Post Bank, which was one of the issues that came within council. Central Division actually said that development should not actually take place, and this pronouncement was equally made by a Rose City Council that was actually not really heed to. That directive of not really proceeding with the constructions was one of the issues that was highlighted. And apparently there was a directive by this, the city council to the head of the accounting officer, that is the town clerk, to actually instruct the legal team of the legal actions against the contractors and also those who issued the permit, the building permit for that construction. But this was not effected, not until the minister had to instruct the arrest of the fiscal planner. And that is one thing that will be also here and there. The reasons were highlighted clearly by the town deputy town clerk, who is actually the chairperson at the fiscal planning committee, a committee 15 members that is actually there to spearhead the issues of approving plans, approving the issues to do with the building and so on, many other things that will be done in relation to land in Arua City. Maybe let's move there. Production, if you can take us there and really.
What happened is, when these people submitted their plan, one of my officers, the one you are looking for, the senior fiscal planner, actually went ahead and issued what is called the development permit. Should not have been issued. It was issued in error, because development permit can only be issued when the physical planning committee, which I chair, sits and allows, and the committee never sat. And in that regard, I wrote another letter actually instructing the senior physical planner to withdraw that development permit that was issued, because indeed, as the Honorable MP said, in agreement with the division, we're in agreement with the division authorities that that structure is illegal, because we knew very well that there's a bigger multi-billion project that is coming there. And all what you see is taking place there was done with impunity. These people did the installation on Saturday after the mayor told them not to proceed. As soon as we vanished from the site is when they started work. The following morning, it was a Sunday, we saw the tower was up. But we did not stop there. That's why I wrote to the senior fiscal planner, withdraw the development null and void, because we never sat, we have never received EIA, because we are dealing with radiation. The important institutions, even our offices here, we need clearance from NEMA before even we put our pens on the paper to approve the plan. So as we talk now, Honorable Minister, there is no approval from any authority, not the division, not the city council. Their plans are still lying here.
Anti-corruption, they will take a lead. The physical planner be arrested now. and you handle the issues.
A physical planner for Arua City, and you clearly see in the videos that he was escorted up to the central police station, and that's where he slept yesterday. And we have to follow up on the developments about that, and also really what will be done shortly after that. Will it be that the issue will be put into hold there, or is it that this matter will be taken further? Because there are so many irregularities that have been done in terms of land transactions. If I can remember very well, in 2022, there were issues to do with the acquisition of land by a private developer that was around Anyafio West cell. That was also an issue that was tagged to the fiscal planner, and there were allegations that he had a hand in the release of this land to the private developer, and this was unfortunately a swampy area that was actually being developed by a developer. And not only that, there were other allegations that he actually gave permission for another private developer to actually start constructing another tower that is along Rhinokem Road. That is down there in Bazawat. You'll be able to see some of those developments there. And many other allegations that came that were tagged to this officer. And you may clearly understand that from the says of some of the leaders, there were issues to do with the connivance and also issues to do with bribery in terms of this kind of transactions. Clearly, you will hear from that. You actually heard from the town clerk that there was no committee sitting for this permit to be issued, and that means somebody just sat down and agreed with the private developer that we have this land which is vacant. You can go and start doing your constructions there. Give me this kind of peanut, and those are things that happen in backdoors. Maybe let me come strictly to the member of parliament. Looking at this circumstance, what does it tell to the leaders in especially the political wing in the city? What does it tell? Because you are supposed to monitor all these projects and also look at how transactions are done. Because if you talk about land belonging to a city council, it would have been the city council to sit down to agree on how this land should have been utilized. You being one of the person who will be guiding this kind of council, what is your take from this? Yes. Yeah, you can pick from there.
Oh, thank you very much. My brother and the viewers, you realize that our roles as members of parliament are to do appropriation, do legislation, do representation and oversight. You know, when we are now performing our mandate of oversight, we tend to step on the toes of so many people, especially the public servants, right from a district or sub-counties or even nationally.
Stepping on the toes, is it for self-delivery, or is it for maybe bad blood, or is it because maybe somebody feels
when we are just
not doing right?
When we are just basically exercising our oversight role, they say we are stepping on their toes. That's what they claim. Yet it's our role, and it is stipulated in the constitution that we are supposed to, perform those mandates which are given to us as members of parliament. So, Arua City was formed by joining the former Arua Municipal with the Aibu County. And we are all aware of the history of Arua Municipal Council over the issue of corruption. This has been on record. Town clerks have been arrested from this municipality, physical planners, CFOs. It's in record that the municipality has been known for corruption. So, of course, you don't now isolate the current city
leadership, because the municipality was upgraded to become a city, and it has remained with all its staff, its land, its issues. The same people who were illegally selling government land have remained in the same offices. So it's still fresh in their minds that there's something out of sale of land illegally. So as you rightly observed, a few months ago there was an issue of allocating a wetland in Anyafio cell in my constituency to a private developer. And the deputy town clerk was implicated in writing an authority letter for this developer to do the same. And this was without council approval, this was without fiscal planning, this was, you know, and when my councillors got to know this, they raised alarm, and I think the decision was reversed. Now this particular one of the tower behind the post office, adjacent to the library, public library, I got a window of this, and this was through my deputy RCC then, the one who my brother here, Commissioner Zamahama, as a request, notified me that there was something going on, and they have tried to engage the leadership of the city to find out how this allocation went to this private developer who was, you know, constructing something. And you know, meetings took place, and my dilemma is, after having meetings, the city mayor, the town clerk, the RCC, a go-ahead was given, and if a go-ahead was not given, why is the tower standing? You see, we may be looking at the physical planner alone, yet the whole group, cocoon of people, must have, you know, okayed this thing, but undercover. You get. For me, I want to implore the minister, I want to implore the police and the anti-corruption unit to go deeper and find out who were behind the approval of this tower to be constructed on that land. Yet that land was approved by council to have IT center built there. It has been approved and the money has been got, the donor has already been, you know, sought. So there is no way you can bring another project on top of another project. Moreover, that tower has been put in the middle of that piece of land, affecting this big project that will benefit the community, that will benefit government here. So I want to thank the Minister for Economic Monitoring for coming and taking this issue up. Otherwise, when I got to know about this, I took it up. I said, let's go there and stop this work. By the time I came from Kampala, I found this work was already completed. Within 1 or 2 weeks, the work was already completed. So I was now trying to start engaging how it will go. But I want to thank the minister, and we will pick from here to ensure that the culprits are brought to book, and this should not be repeated, and that thing should be destroyed, and the person goes personally to sue those who gave them the permission. Because as far as council is concerned, council did not approve the use of that land for the construction of the tower. Then number two, everybody is dodging that I was not party to this. You saw the town clerk came clearly that I was not party to this. But who gave powers to the fiscal planner to write a letter? So it has come clearly to our notice that there are some people who think they own a rural city. There are some people who think they can do things with impunity in this city. There are some people who think corruption is the way to go. But as far as I am concerned, I will continue to be hated. I will continue to be, you know, talked about when I am putting the city in the right line. I want to thank my new commissioners. You know, transfers have just occurred. We have several civil servants who have just come to the city. We have a new RCC, we have a new deputy RCC, we have a new town clerk. Actually, we are receiving a new town clerk. This one is going. We have a new, everybody is new, CISO new. If you go to the city now, you find almost all the people are new. So this is as a result of the corruption in the city. So those who have been removed, it's very unfortunate. Government has a policy where somebody has problems in station A, is removed and taken to station B. It is a transfer of problems from one district to another. For me, if I was in charge of this country, if I was the one driving this country, you have corruption tendencies in your station A, you either go to Luzira or you go home. But transferring this from one place to another, people are just being swapped around, transferred from one region to another, so it is a transfer of theft, transfer of corruption. I don't know how this will be addressed, but as far as we are concerned as city, we are going to make sure we clean the city. All these corruption tendencies are going to be brought to book. Today, we are going back, we are going to the taxi park, we are going to the market, we are going to many areas. So, we are going to leave stone unturned. No stone will be unturned. So, we are there, we are determined, and we will crush those who are corrupt.
Okay, maybe let me come to the Deputy RCC. What do you make of that progress by the State Minister? And what leave can we pick from that to learn for those who are monitoring projects, especially in Nairobi City?
Thank you. Actually, the Minister has come to boost our efforts because it is actually within the mandate of the resident city commissioners to make sure that the projects are effectively monitored and these corruption tendencies must be brought to book. So when the Minister arrived here, she, as I told you earlier, she has made our work easier, and we are going to continue. We shall go to the taxi park. There are a lot of issues there. One person is benefiting from 2-3 lockups, when others are even they have applied but they were not given such opportunities. So these are very, very serious corruption tendencies, and we are not going to stop there. Even some people who survived yesterday, they just survived because we have not dug into details. Because the leadership of the city, as a technical person, is the town clerk. The town clerk has to give us really what had exactly happened. Because when you give allocation of lockups to people, at least there is a committee which is being appointed by the town clerk. How was the committee operating? The supervision is done by the town clerk. What was his role as when these people were allocating these lockups? He was able to know that someone has got 3-4 lockups. What step has he taken? Some of these questions we are not asking into details, but the right time has come. We are going to dig deeper. Even the deputy himself, some of the issues they are directed, since he is the chair of the approval committee. How did an investor come and he started erecting such a serious antenna without the approval of the committee? You are saying you don't know. You are supposed to report to the enforcement committee. If they fail, you report to the RCC. The office is there. Within our mandate, if the council says we have not approved such a project, but this person is going ahead, where institute an arrest, we put the person inside. But this one was not done, meaning that there was a bit of racket. There was a planned syndicate, how they could maneuver the situations.
Actually, I wanted to come in there. My brother Ham, I thank you for being a level-headed person. I was told 2 meetings took place on Friday and Saturday, and these meetings were chaired by the city mayor and your predecessor, the RCC. How on earth can an RCC and the city mayor chair a meeting where there is an illegality in the city, a construction is going on a land which has been earmarked for another project which has been approved by council, which you oversee? Now you hold a meeting, you do not implement the resolutions of your meeting. I actually wanted us to go deeper and find out what were the resolutions of those 2 meetings chaired by the city mayor and the RCC. It looks like these 2 meetings were to share the proceeds of this corrupt process of acquiring this land. So if I am an RCC, somebody is doing something stubbornly and illegally, I instruct police to surround that area. I tell DPC deploy there. No more construction work should be here. Nobody should be at the site. But people hold meetings, work continues. So your office is also put to task, because you are in charge of security. But I'm not saying this to you as Mr. Zamasa, but your office of RCC is to blame. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right. We will really not dive so much into the details of that. It is now already in the hands of the investigators. That was not the only arrest that was made yesterday. Remember, there were 2 other people that were also arrested, including the principal ward agent for Pankisa and one of the board chairpersons of the Paris Development Model for the Pankisa ward. And that is one other issue that was seen yesterday. Maybe we may not really talk so much on that because we are left with just 8 minutes to wind out the discussions. And one of the key issues that has still continued to manifest under PDM is the issues to do with the connivance and ensuring that members of the same family benefit. One of the examples I will cite here is in Brussels, that is in Arroy, currently Arroy ward, and that is one area where cases of this nature have been reported, and people violently last week took a stand that they actually wanted to rob some of the family members over that, and protests were made, and I hope the focal persons are handling this. I don't know if people in the security, I mean the commissioner, would just hear. You heard about that issue?
Thank you, Rita. First of all, you see, for us, the office of the RRCC, we have head of that department. One is the senior RRCC, who is our in charge, but I'm in charge of the central division. So that issue happened in Ivory division. Of course, because of the issues of jurisdiction, I may not give information into details since it was not within my area.
Okay.
But all in all, if it had happened, it is not a good issue which must be dealt with in a deeper depth. And since I've heard of it, we shall also bring it in the attention of our security committee, because issue of corruption is what the president is always emphasizing. That's why actually we're meant to be in the office. We cannot be going to sit on it. As the MP was saying, the office had also some challenges of those corruption tendencies, but that was our former team. The current team is ready and very vigilant to deal with such issues of corruption, misuse of public funds and so on. We are not going to sit down. That's why we are able to welcome our honorable minister with the 2 hands to make sure that this issue must be addressed. Even we involved ourselves in making sure that the police was very passionate in attending the meetings, so that in case of any person who was found guilty of any tendencies, we just institute an arrest. We are not here to come and massage someone, either to seek for someone's favor. No, it is within our mandate. We are doing our work. We need to clean the town. We need to clean the city to make sure that it is favorable for everyone, not for a specific group of people. Yes.
Right, let's move on, and thereafter, moving outside, we went to the hospital. There were a lot of nasty things that were witnessed, especially from the maternity ward, coming to mortuary, and also the blood bank. A lot of things we observed. Maybe if you can highlight on what you observed and what you think can be picked for decision making from there. Maybe let me start with the RCC, we'll come to the Member of Parliament.
As we reached the hospital, we have registered also a lot of anomalies at the areas of the treatment of actually the delivery department. That department is called what?
The maternity.
The maternity.
Yes.
In the maternity, first of all, what we have realized there was too much congestion. The beds were not enough, and these issues were not shared with some of us who are also the eyes of the central government. The people are working there, but they don't want to. The leadership of the hospital did not really raise some of these issues. I don't think even to the MPs. We even there you can just see that people were suffering. A baby who is being born today in such a congestion, I don't think is any conducive environment. That was one thing. And 2, some people also raise the issues in terms of minor corruption. But there is no corruption which is minor, even if it is a coin. That women are demanded to pay 2,000 for buying detergents to clean the what? The blood which is being poured during the delivery process. So that one was uncalled for. We really do not encourage that. And if you also slope down there at the side of the construction, you realize that the contractor, the person he has left at the site of the blood bank, there were also some anomalies. For example, we tried to request for the architectural design, which was not there. The person responsible with that design was not there. There were issues of alteration in the architectural design and so on, which is not there. You know, when architectural design is being amended, eventually the BQ has got to change, because meaning that if they have added some things, the money has to increase. We wanted to understand from these changes how much money has been added, so that we want to dig it into deeper depth. But no one was able to avail us with those documents, meaning that there is also a sign of corruption there. You see, everyone pretends not to know anything, and the work was also going. So I realized that issue, even if the minister has gone, for us as RRDC, we are going to make sure that we write to this person, this contractor, to avail us with all copies of the contract documents, the design, so that when we go for monitoring, you have to have this document in your hand. You ask questions. We have seen this is supposed to be this, but what is happening here? But these things are not there at the site. How can you go to the monitoring without these requirements? It was so ashaming, but of course, when the seniors are around, you may not exhaustively talk much. We can't tell minister to do our work. No. We have to be patient, we did our part, but we shall still come back. It is within also our mandate to monitor all the government projects, whether it is with the NGOs, whether it is with local government, whether it is being funded by the central government, whether by donors. It is within our mandate that we should go and do monitoring of these projects.
Right.
Yeah.
But your contribution also matters. When whether you are small or big in your capacity, your contribution matters as long as you are a commissioner. Let me come to Member of Parliament, and what were you able to observe, and what do you think can be really pushed to the central government in as far as some of those observations you were able to make from the hospital are concerned? Yes.
Viewers, what we found in the hospital, especially when we visited the maternity ward, the government needs to do something about house for mothers. That is having a bigger structure to accommodate the mothers who come for delivery. We realized we entered the maternity, the congestion could not be believed. There is no space even for nurses to pass with the trolleys to administer drugs. There is no passage for attendants to move. Beds are squeezed to each other. And we were also told when the whole room is filled and there are more mothers who have come and delivered, this mother who has just been on the bed here with the newborn baby of maybe half a day or 1 day is pushed under the bed, then the new one who has just delivered is put on the bed. Can you imagine what is the hygiene of this situation now? In terms of one contracting another disease, what is the safety of these babies who are congested? People come from different homes with other diseases, the attendants, the mothers themselves. So it puts the lives of these newborn babies at risk. So that level of congestion needs to be addressed with the immediate, attention. I will implore the hospital management, in fact, Commissioner, we need to visit the hospital again and visit that ward when Minister has gone. It is there should be another space created so that the excess mothers can be given that space. That congestion was too much. It can put the lives of these babies to danger. Number two, the issue of extortion did not only stop by the nurses asking for 2,000 from the mothers. They even go up to the extent of demanding for 700 shillings for you to go and use the kitchen, for you to go and boil tea
For this mother, you pay 700. Now, how about this poor mother who cannot even afford sugar, who cannot afford tea leaves, who cannot even afford the escort to accompany this tea the mother is taking? Now you're asking for 700. Really, these are government facilities that are supposed to be used free. We also registered that these nurses charge these mothers for using side rooms. Side rooms which are not in private wing are free. You see, this is government policy. It's only the private wing where there's some little fee paid. So we want to urge the leadership of the Arua Regional Referral Hospital to check and supervise what their staff are doing. The level of extortion is high. It scares the persons from, coming to seek medical attention in this facility. Even some persons and attendants were telling us the level of harassment is so high. Nurses harass the patients, they harass the mothers. If you come maybe without a basin, you are chased talk to these people. That's why it is called hospital. You are supposed to be hospitable. So I really want to urge the leadership of the Arua Regional Referral Hospital and other medical facilities that patients should be received with care. They should be received with a smiling face, because the person is helpless, the person is lifeless, the person comes and surrenders himself to you. So it is the medical personnel to give hope, to install hope, and this person feels that, hey, I am in the hands of doctors, I am in the hands of people who can bring life for me. So I will expect that mutual relationship. Of course, the commission has talked about the areas of construction. The minister took that up. We are also not going to leave it there. We want proper work to be done in that regional referral hospital. So we'll follow some of those gaps and ensure that they are fixed.
Okay, maybe your last words as we wind up.
My last words are a warning to all civil servants over corruption. Me, I am allergic to corruption, very, very allergic. I don't know how God created me, and you have decided to elect me as your leader. I know I am not in good books with most of the civil servants, but this is what my electorate will expect of me. So I will deal with the corrupt tendencies. I call upon all the concerned offices, the Office of Police, the Institution of Police, the Office of RCC, and government agencies that are there to ensure that service delivery goes to the population, to join us as we do our oversight role of ensuring that what government brings from the center reaches the public and it reaches the community. So you who thinks you have saliva to swallow what belongs to others, one day you will vomit this, your saliva will dry. So I want to send a warning to those who think it is good to be corrupt, I can be clever. You see, where the Paris Development Model officials were arrested in Pangisa Road, asking for 7,000, asking for 700, is it 7,000 to buy a bundle? You are a servant. How do I begin to ask for 700 or 7,000 to put a bundle in my phone to give information to the population? This is my phone. It's my responsibility to ensure that there's data, there's airtime, and asking people to pay money for, it's how little it is, as my commissioner said. It is corruption. Even if you ask for 1,000, that is corruption. So I'm warning public servants, I am warning those who are holding government offices, please be contented with the little salary and facilitation government gives to you. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That is from the Member of Parliament for Arua Central Division, that is Atimali Jackson, who is also Government Regional Whip for Western Region. And let's have the last remarks from the Deputy RCC, that is Zamham Zamil.
Yeah, thank you. What I can tell to my people of Central Division is that let's be very vigilant. Yesterday I was very happy for some members having raised issues, pertinent issues of corruption, penalties and so on. Be very vigilant. It is your right. You must know your right. In any case, you come to the office of the RCC, register your complaint. We are going to follow it up. We have come to help you. We have come to work. We are not here to come and massage someone, to give a favor or to receive a favor. You come with your complaint.
Is there a guarantee for whistleblower protection?
Why?
Sometimes.
No, why not? You see, first of all, when you are doing this work, you leave the issue of someone is going to which hand me. It's all about being so faithful. Do your work, God will protect you.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. That is it from this show. Behind the camera, we had Dijon Pro, who has been controlling the camera, but also in the production is Aldo. Up next, we'll be actually having the news in Lukurati. We apologize for having an extended time, but next time we'll be able to build it within time and also make sure that we are able to cope up and bring you the rightful message in the rightful time. And as the monitoring continues today, we'll be able to also bring you the highlights of what happens today in the tomorrow's discussions that we'll have in the Kokoliriko show. Thanks for that contribution by actually watching up to the end of this time. Thank you.
Thank you.